Quorators Season 3, A New Beginning, A New Start, A New Hope. It's the show where we read Quora. Hello, I'm Alex, and this is Jeremy.
How's it going?
Another exciting week here in my apartment. The cat was here, and he left. Updates to come on that. Very special guests this week. From the BriTANicK hit sketch comedy duo, we have Nick Kocher.
Hello.
Hello, and also Brian's coming later.
And Brian is late.
We told him, just drop in, homie.
Yeah.
You got it. We all got it. So Nick actually knows Quora pretty well.
Yeah. I have immediate, strong negative opinions about the website and how it's designed.
That's correct.
Few people have positive opinions, and that's something we're looking to change.
Yeah.
We've been hired.
Is that the mission statement of this podcast?
You know what? Yeah. People do tag us and shit for Quora. People will be like, at Quora, at Quorators, you need to mods. Get rid of all these weird creeps.
Your website is promoting pedophilia. We're like, we're a comedy podcast. We do not run the website.
You get accused of being industry plants, but for just Quora.com.
Yeah, exactly.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I don't know that I totally
scouting.
understand the idea of an industry plant.
An industry plant is like, okay, so like you're the next hot young act.
Right.
Like a Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
And I work for like Big Whiskey, and I'm in the audience. And I think I'm like seeing
I'm
if you
less
got
clear on what it is now.
I feel like usually it's an accusation about like punk bands. Well, they'll be like, you're not really
I've
punk.
only heard it about comedy podcasters, but also I don't hang out in any circles where punk bands are being discussed.
The idea of a comedy podcast industry plant is funny to me.
Yeah.
The closest I can
Who
think
would
of to
it
this
be?
is sometimes you see clips of people where a guy's just like, honest to
Sure.
God though, like, what's your body count? And then the girl will say, and then you'll watch the clip and you'll be like, I can't believe that's a podcast. And then what it turns out, there is no podcast.
Right, it's
There's
just a
only a
clip.
clip. And if that's not
That's
a plant, what is?
That's crazy. Is that thing? There's some podcasts that I'll sometimes see where it's like a room and there's 14 women.
Sure.
And then like one guy who's like calling them all sluts.
He's the
Right.
king.
Yeah.
It's
I
called
don't know what
King
it's
of
called.
the Sluts.
It also could be like a ton of these podcasts. I don't retain if it's the
Sure.
same one each time I see this.
There's
there's
one
a
per
few.
slut.
Yeah.
His words.
And there's only 15 sluts.
We got to work on these numbers. But this is a perfect transition to a new segment we've added.
Oh, yes. In an attempt to become a more popular podcast, we've started a new segment called Tips for Men, where we give advice to men. Thank you for coming, by the way, Nick.
Hey, of course. I love the. Should we talk about this now, right after the segment?
Yeah,
New
sure.
segment. Oh, great. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. It's very humbling, I have to say, to sit in a chair where your knees are higher than your butt. It makes me feel like a child.
Sure.
You've been bad.
Yeah.
And we want to know your tips for men.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to have one.
Oh, wait. So the segment is the theme song plays. Okay, men, listen up. You gotta brush your butt.
That's fine.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. We did Wear a Suit was the first one. That's usually just something like
So
that.
it's a quick segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, men can't really focus for that long.
Okay.
That's something we're trying to get around to. But after you get a few of these in you, you'll start really improving. You'll see the light of it.
You gotta hear more specifics about these. Is that the tips?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Once
sure.
you follow our advice podcast,
I feel like
you'll
it's
become a
super
true man.
They're men. They're confused. They need tips.
Any women listening? You're doing fine.
You're doing great.
So no
Stage
segment,
nothing.
no tips for women segment.
Nah, they're doing great. They're killing it.
I mean, we don't have all day. It's a Quora podcast. I'll see how to get around to it.
Okay. All right.
Well, in the meantime, we like to. So every week in season 3, A New Beginning, we've started theming the episodes because we used to just fire around on Quora and just
Yes,
wherever
that's
you end
right.
up, you go. But to create a story, you need a beginning and an end, and we've done that through our theme. And our theme this week is animal madness.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, a tiger.
This is a tiger. You like that?
You given a whole lot of real estate to that tiger sound effect. It's about as long as the tips for men segment.
This is why we can't edit the podcast.
Yeah.
It's covered in sound effects.
It's like a beautiful song. It has to flow together.
It's like an orchestra.
So this week will be Animal Madness, but we start every episode with the Quora we ask at the end of the show.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
So
you won't be there for this. You'll be gone.
Well, Brian will be all over it.
Maybe I'll be here.
That's true.
Yeah.
But what did we ask last week?
What is Wario's religious background?
Okay.
And we got one answer from Phil Lockray, and he says, "Oh, fuck off."
Hey, don't talk to me like that. That's fine. Sometimes we get no answer.
But what are some other answers you've gotten? Do you ever get an answer to the question?
Sometimes. Yeah, I think so. Let me
See,
think.
I think you're going to be more acquainted with Quora by the end of the thing because they're all like this. There's like one guy yelling at you, and that's all you get on it.
My issue with Quora, as I was saying to you guys beforehand, is that it is the bewildering number, like how not simple it is. For the simplest idea in the world of you ask a question, we answer the question, it's like you do that, and that here are 70 other similar questions, not the answers, then a bunch of ads mixed in, and then finding just like show me the 10 answers that have been given, and I don't know how to do that.
Do you know what your problem is? Is you're seeking this from an answers perspective, and this is a questions website.
Gotcha.
So the question is the answer.
Okay, so it's just a receptacle for questions.
Yeah, it's the beginning so that you can find the end, if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
I found one question that did get an answer that we asked a while ago, which was, is Venom 2 guys or is he one guy? And also the Venom Eminem song, is it about Venom? If so, which guy? And we got a very long answer about the difference between Venom.
2 months later.
And,
we are ready to explore.
We did get that. So if you're looking for which Quoras have got an answer, you have to ask about Venom, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah.
We'll
it tells me a lot about your audience, I think.
That's true. This is just strangers.
Oh, these are strangers. Well,
yeah.
A lot of Venom heads on the internet.
And it is a problem for our show specifically that we get sucked into Venom discourse, Nick, and it just never comes back out.
It's tough.
It's a symbiote.
Yeah, well, it's like I feel like he's really like a comedy duo.
Yeah.
Like at this point, like that's all of the scenes that I've been fed on TikTok and stuff have been hysterical exchanges between Eddie Brock and the symbiote.
It's I want to eat his head. Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
right.
No,
Yes,
why yada, stuff like that.
If you eat his head, who's on first? Stuff like that.
So, as a member of a comedy duo, do you see yourself as the Eddie Brock or the Venom?
Yeah, who am I? The Venom? I'm definitely the Venom.
Sure.
I'm definitely the Venom.
That's the good one, honestly.
That's what you want to be. You don't want to be Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's not here.
Journalist.
Yeah.
Boring.
Right.
I work at Vice. Who cares about that?
Does he work at Vice?
He works at his own version of
It's
Vice.
pretty much Vice.
He works at like Eddie Brock TV.
The second I said it, I was like, he's watching TikTok clips. He doesn't know the lore.
I
don't, yeah.
He's got like, it's supposed to be Vice, but it's his own channel, I guess. Sorry, you're in a web of our wires.
A web.
That's
Very
right.
Fitting, being Venom.
Always caught in such webs.
Yeah. We won't say whose they are. Although I will say we are stuck in Venom's web again, because we are talking about him 2 months after the question came out.
It keeps happening.
And that's just something that can happen with animal madness.
You saw the cow?
I don't know where it is. I think I put it back on. There's 32 sounds. They're not all labeled.
You got only, 8 buttons there?
There's 4 banks.
There's multiple pages.
Oh, there's banks.
Yeah,
Hit one of those pages.
yeah.
The colors change.
honey.
So we know that's not the cow. So we got 30 more.
I hope not.
I know this is Killing Spree.
From Halo.
And I know where the gunshot is. And
Where's
then
the
after
gunshot?
that, we're in the darkness after
Let's
that.
let's take a stab in the dark.
Okay, if I'm going to find this cow.
I don't think the cow's on there. I think we deleted it.
That's enough.
All right.
Maybe there's a sort of hard-boiled, grizzled cow there.
Yeah.
There was a big commotion with the cow because the original sample had like a 3-second delay where I'd hit the button. We'd all just sit in the silence waiting for the moo.
Right, which we then removed and people were upset about.
Where's the cow?
I love how
The cow's funny.
That was prefaced there was a big commotion with the cow.
Our listeners were upset that we removed the delay because it was
event.
part of the integrity.
They don't want me to win.
All right, I have a bunch of questions for us from Quora.com.
This
about
week's
animals.
theme is animal madness.
Okay.
Hit it.
This first question is it bad to live in the forest with animals and in nature?
Yeah, I think it's bad.
Is it bad?
Is it bad?
To live in the forest with animals.
With animals and with nature.
And in nature.
I mean, I would argue what is bad.
Okay, see, that's just a different Quora you're
Right.
stumble into right there.
Yeah,
The Bill Clinton defense.
Yeah. Is it bad?
Is it bad to live in the nature?
In the forest.
The animals?
In the forest with
It
the
depends
nature?
how you're doing it.
Sure.
Some people really pull it
Tarzan.
off.
Tarzan.
I just saw the new Tarzan from 2016 last weekend.
Dude.
He's really looking good.
You saw it last weekend.
Yeah, it's really
Walk
come
me
together.
Through how you chose to see this movie. I saw it in theaters.
You did? So you're still blown away.
Yeah.
I was the thing where you're like with a group of people and no one could agree on anything. We're just like, Tarzan's here. We're just going to turn on Tarzan.
Tarzan was with
it
you
on a
guys,
streaming?
and you were like, "Let's watch his movie."
Him, Tarzan, none of us, Jane. That's a joke for Tarzan heads.
Was it? Yeah. Was it free? Did you purchase
It
it?
was on Netflix. It was like the front page of Netflix.
Oh,
That
weird.
was a better reason. I should have gone with that.
Our first week writing for SNL, Margot Robbie was the host, and so I wanted to be a good little boy, and I went to go see Tarzan, which was the movie she was promoting, and we wrote a Tarzan sketch, and it bombed so hard at the read through. It was like, I was like, oh, is that like, we shouldn't try to be good little boys and write like promotion for the movie. It was,
What was the pitch of the sketch, if you remember?
Was
it
Margot
was
offended?
so, all right. I mean, we got sucked into a Venom web. We're going to get sucked into a Tarzan web. There's a scene in Tarzan, the movie.
Sure. I haven't seen it. You have.
Yeah.
Tarzan. So if you haven't seen Tarzan, his webs are kind of vines.
Yeah.
Sure.
Put it in
basically
web terms.
Spider-Man.
He's-
He does a lot of Spider-Man-like things.
yeah, that is true.
It's pretty much like we haven't come up with Spider-Man yet, but this would be the beginning of a good idea.
Yeah.
Was that what the sketch was?
No. Yeah. Framing Tarzan.
That's pretty good.
On a scale of 1 to Spider-Man, where is Tarzan? No, so the sketch. So in the movie, there's a scene where I think it starts off like it really assumes you know Tarzan lore. So it's kind of like I believe it starts off where it's like he's a civilized man living in Man Town, and then he goes back to the jungle at one point.
Okay.
And all the animals come out to greet him. And someone's like, what is he doing? Because he starts nuzzling his head against a lion. And someone's
Normal for him.
and someone goes that to someone who's like, this guy's crazy. And then another person was like, that's his brother. He hasn't seen him in a long time or something like that. Or like, this is his best friend or his cousin or there's something like, I believe they do that with like a couple animals.
Sure.
So we wrote a sketch that was basally like that exact scene, which again, nobody saw this movie. They don't know. It's not out yet when she was like hosting, so no one could have seen it. And then they later didn't.
They sent you a sneak DVD that you used to write the
I
sketch.
I think they did. Or maybe it was out. I
Also
forget.
in New York, like things come out early.
Well, they would also, for SNL, they'd show you a screening.
Oh, okay.
They would do like a screening of the person's movie.
Wait,
the
I
week
gotta hear where
before.
this is going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So all the animals are coming out to greet him, and he's like nuzzling his head, and it's like the exact dialogue from the movie, like, that's his brother. And then it's like, there was one hippo who's like played by Keenan or something, who is just like, hey, man, where have you been? You owe me money or something. Like it's like some guy from his past who he's had things are weird with. I don't remember.
Guys
how
are
they were
hippos
weird.
to him.
What I remember is the sound of 200 people not laughing our first week of work.
Yeah, maybe it was too soon.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was kind of just like,
It's too edgy.
yeah, with Donald Trump and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's time for a hippo sketch. Well, I'm interested to hear if the comments are for or against nature.
Brooklyn Johnson says living in the forest surrounded by animals and natures can be a unique and fulfilling experience.
If it is Brooklyn
coming from
fucking
Brooklyn.
Johnson,
Yeah.
Brooklyn Johnson, she might be AI.
she's so beautiful.
From City Man.
She is glowing.
She's an AI generated image of a woman.
Oh, Brian's here.
Brian's here.
Exciting. I'm so excited to fill him in on Venom.
This thing does rock. I'll send you the link. You can play sound effects.
Test. Oh, you can't. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there only 8 sound effects?
We've been
There's
through
30.
it.
There's
Too.
bangs.
There's
Already done
multiple
See, this is
bangs.
why we can't do this.
Does everyone do this when they first see this thing?
Everyone is pretty
Most
impressed.
people don't like it.
Most people don't like that.
These don't come on it. You
Nick
gotta
was
find these.
unimpressed. Nick was anti-sound effects.
Why?
No.
Just kidding.
No, you must be lying.
Nick, I'm
You're
so
the wrong
sorry
Nick
about
then.
that.
I enjoy sound effects, especially multiple banks of sound
I
effects.
think you like sound effects more than most people.
Really?
How much does the average person enjoy a sound effect?
Not as much as you, my friend.
Actually, that's a good question. I have no idea how to even rank that. How much does the
I
average
think
person like a sound effect?
I think most people love sound effects because if you watched a movie without any
That's
Foley work, it would be
People love
Very
sound effects
bizarre.
more than they think
Silent
they love
sound.
sound
Especially if you watch like Planet Earth. Because those bugs don't really make those sounds.
It
They
feels like
add
you've been
those
sitting
in.
on this opinion for
Wait.
a while. You said that with such
Are you
intensity.
serious?
Those bugs don't make those sounds.
I looked at
Shit's
those
like
bugs.
Wait.
How would you capture that? How would you get like a little marmoset going snickle, snickle,
So do you think
snickle?
it's a guy?
Yeah, I think
You think
they
it's
have
some
like
guy in
Andy
a studio?
Serkis.
I thought the whole point of Planet Earth is you're really seeing true Earth, and if they're adding in a bunch of guys like pushing grapes and stuff to make it sound like a snake,
Whatever.
Brian's never heard a
Get a real
Hat
snake.
on there.
We should explain the show to Brian really quickly.
Yeah,
have you
We're
ever
gonna
wondered
read
what is
Quora.
We review sound effects and the
Great,
idea of
well.
sound effects. 3 out of
I know
10.
that one.
Yeah, they're not all as good as that one. We're gonna read you Quoras, and then we're gonna read the answers. And Jeremy may have found an AI woman named Brooklyn Johnson.
And
great.
if
Now,
you
we're
ever
gonna
hear
talk
the
about
cow
Brooklyn?
sound effect,
That was God. we
it
think.
causes a lot of commotion.
All right, I think this is the Godzilla breath, but it may be the.
Yeah!
No, never mind.
That's what Godzilla sounds
It's
like
a
when he
big
breathes. I know.
This is the Japanese version.
Yeah!
We simply must move on.
And don't get caught in the venom web.
Have you been on Quora.com, Brian?
Have you ever been to a podcast with so many obstacles? Because there's a lot in this one.
Physically with these wires, and also mentally because I don't know how to get to the subject at hand here.
How
Quora,
excited
yeah.
are you for these callbacks that you weren't here for?
Oh man, I was trying to that Venom one. I was like, something's going on here. I got to figure out real quick.
I think you could kind of just do whatever with that and it would still work.
It'd still be okay.
Yeah.
I've been to Quora. Quora's where you ask. Wait, is that the one where you ask questions and people respond? Yeah, mostly like my hypochondria and stuff. And I'm like, these people are fucking idiots. What am I doing here? But yeah, often when I have a question to the internet, Quora will come up at one point. And I'll be like, oh, there's a place where people have asked everything. And yeah, I'll go through it for a bit until it makes me mad. Or
It's the questions website, Brian.
Is that its tagline?
That's our tagline
There's
for it.
Brian in the
Alex-
tagline.
Alex is like the George W. Bush of taglines. When we were at Cracks. Well, I meant like he's a nickname
huge
guy.
war crime.
Yeah,
I'm the president of taglines.
I whisper into his ear that another tagline has fallen.
And I look shocked. That's kind of how it works.
No, when we were at Cracked, you coined Cracked Home of the Fact, and they refused to use it, and then we were fired.
They didn't print it. They didn't put it on shirts.
Are you doing a
They
Trump
didn't
impression? What's
respect
happening?
it. No, I have grievances. And when you have them, they do come out like this.
Right.
Yeah.
But
When were you at Cracked?
They were very
A week
unfair
ago.
to me.
No, like 2 months ago.
Season 2.
Okay.
People are still
Not-
working at
Yeah,
Crack.
So not
okay.
like back in the day when we used to be.
No. Although I did write for them back then, but not
Really?
enough that it would when I was like in high school and college. But
cool.
like,
Temporally, it's closer to now than
so
then.
Cracked existed. They fired everyone you like.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I don't know what happened. Then we were brought in.
Wow,
Then
that's
we were
interesting
fired.
divorce.
You
steps.
pitched the tagline.
Home of the
fact.
fact. Because of all the
Home of
facts.
the fact.
Because
Cracked
they
home
have
with
so
facts.
many facts, and then we said too many truths.
And it wasn't
we
really
were
it,
removed.
it wasn't really pitched so much as I just kept saying it on video, but it didn't catch on like we were hoping.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't catch fire. Didn't have that sticking power.
And we're waiting. And by the way, also the theme this week is Animal Madness. Welcome to the show.
Hit it.
Of this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got.
Yeah.
Well, that is the problem with sound effect banks is that it takes
be ready.
about 4 or 5.
Also, if you accidentally fat fingered the gun, it sounds like you killed the tiger.
Oh,
Try so hard. It doesn't matter. They're just so far away.
All right.
Now,
well,
this is definitely working, this microphone? Yeah,
Yeah, we hear you
Okay,
loud
cool.
and clear.
Great.
you have the
10-4.
heavy one.
Yeah.
We think you're stronger.
Thank you. I can go.
All right, I'm just gonna move on to another one of these questions.
Okay, question 2.
Question 2.
What's question 1?
We
Well-
can't talk about that.
Oh, shit.
It was, is it good to live in the forest with the animals?
Is it good to live in the forest
Yeah.
with the animals? You can't just give a yes or no to that.
What would it's gun to your head?
I don't even get to answer this.
It took too long.
I'm dead.
I think it's good too. I don't think it's everyone's path that they should take.
And now we're on question 2.
Great.
There we go.
Should I start using steroids if a chimpanzee wants to fight me next week Wednesday in a street fight to the death?
Yes. Yes.
Boy, does that escalate as it goes on.
Yeah. I think definitely, right?
Today is Wednesday.
I don't think you should use steroids, recreationally or without a lot of thought. But if your life is dependent on it in a week, yeah, use steroids for a week. Absolutely.
I don't think the steroids are going to do enough. Also, I'm more curious about how this chimpanzee is able to schedule something.
He probably got a manager.
Everyone's
Probably
got
with
a fucking
CAA.
manager.
Yeah, the chimpanzee.
Yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if a trainer would be like, "Oh, that's great. Does steroids? What does it do? What do steroids
It helps.
do?
It aids.
It gets in you.
Is it recovery?
It's in
It
you,
helps
man.
you with recovery.
Like,
thought it
are
was
you
you,
going to
like-
be that much stronger in a week if you start?
I know, not in a
There's two
week.
kinds of steroids. There's the anabolic steroids, which would make the bodybuilders one,
Yeah.
I think. And then there's the other one that they give you when you're like very sick.
Oh yeah, does he
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
that kind?
Yeah.
Does he mean the sick
Yeah.
The
kind?
sick kind.
I'm
Yeah,
very
he must be
itchy.
sick in the head if he's gonna fight this chimpanzee.
Do some to the applause.
It's so far away.
Wait.
We'll give you. Thank you. Now on Quora, the opportunity to fight a chimpanzee comes up quite frequently, but the question is not
Yes.
should I fight the chimpanzee? It's should I start taking
using
steroids now?
steroids?
And it's your best chance
In a
I think
street
you
fight. It
might.
is also a street fight.
Yeah,
So
And
it's
you're
not in the
asking
woods.
what kind?
Yeah, you gotta do everything you can. If steroids helps you just an inch, great, take it.
And take it, and also start like I would work on like my field kicks,
Oh.
like
the
just like
fight for a
run
chimpanzee.
and kick kicks, because that's just gonna be your only chances that first punt.
Right, because he's going to rip your arms off.
He's gonna pull your fingers off and eat your eyelids and like
Yeah.
rip your
Rip
nose
your
off
face
and
off.
You don't
show it
stand
to
a
people.
chance against chimpanzees.
Not without steroids, that's right.
You know what
Yeah.
that chimpanzees say? He's gonna say, "I got your nose," but you're gonna look at it actually is your nose.
What I would do is I would use that time to home alone your body.
You'd outsmart them with
Interesting.
Your own
Put a
body.
lot of booby traps on your own body.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
you
see.
know.
I see what you're saying.
I thought you meant like put Michael Jordan on a train.
You've got,
and
like-
then, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, that could work too.
And then he thinks that's you and doesn't.
yeah, and he
steal
would
from your
because he's
house.
a chimpanzee.
How do I begin home alone
You
in my
like
body?
put ice on your arm.
What parts is he going for?
Let's
Well,
see,
as
you're
Brian
on-
said, you could start with the train and the Michael Jordan standee.
I
That's
mean,
on my arm.
Yeah, that's on your arm. The train,
like
cover
on a
cut on you,
belt.
it's on your own arm.
You're gonna make
Yeah.
part of you really, really sticky.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
So they stick
could
to you?
do-
You don't want that.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I
nice,
guess you
dude.
probably wouldn't want
Hey,
it to
no,
stick to you. You grease yourself up, make yourself
That's the
really
opposite.
slippery.
One part sticky, one,
One part's greasy.
Yeah.
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 sticky. They slip into the sticky part.
Oh, no. They're with you.
And then you start throwing bows a little bit. You
And
gotta be
could-
working
well,
with it.
here's how you could home alone your body. You use your body to befriend an older man with a heart of gold and a big shovel to come in and save
Okay.
the day.
Oh, so to come save you from a shovel will do wonders in this engagement
Get
if
a
you can get one of those.
chimpanzee.
Really, any weapon on the table.
That's what everyone on Quora says.
Yeah, get a weapon.
Get a weapon.
They all say just buy a gun.
Just buy. Dude, you
Just
never
buy-
should have agreed to this with the chimpanzee. I wish you came here first. We need to talk before you make agreements like this. I love you so much.
Sure, that's what all the Quora questions say. The answers say.
Okay.
One guy says, "Don't bother with steroids. You need to get right with your God because Wednesday you're going to meet him/her in person. The chimp is going to grab you by the neck and rip you off, rip off all
He's
the.
gonna
living
rip you
pieces.
off.
He's gonna rip you
He's
off.
gonna rip you off, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna take $5 from you.
Yeah, people are. One guy says, "Troll alert."
Come on.
Most of the questions, most of the
Chimp
answers
alert.
just say he will kill you.
Troll alert.
That guy
So
is
this
like,
guy's
wait, I don't know if you guys think about this question really carefully. I think this guy might be trolling.
or he's a troll, and it's troll versus chimp.
Okay,
then the
you're fine.
steroids
Oh
work.
yeah,
Then-
that kind of trolling is
The
interesting.
famous
In a
troll
week.
versus chimp war.
Yeah.
I'd watch that movie.
When was that? The famous troll chimp war?
God, gotta be.
Right
I think it was
around
like Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the date on the question?
We can't see the question date, but we can see that all the answers are from December 28th, so we can assume it was around then.
Okay, well, can we click on his profile and see if he's
Let me
asked
see,
another
let me
question or if he
see.
was killed by
Is
the
Quora
chimp?
the website where you have to like sign in to keep reading the answer sometimes?
You have to give them your email, and then they keep sending you stuff, so you come back.
Well, we've discovered that this question is from Bicky M, who is a rapper.
Oh, cool.
32-year-old male, enjoys and loves writing poetry/rap.
Can we pull up one of his
this
SoundClouds or
poet
something?
stands no chance against a chimp.
I would. He's got a lot of like unhinged photos.
He posts photos where it's like the color reversed, so you see he's like in a black hole. But maybe this was one of from his like telltale battle raps that he's using, where he's
This is the guy.
In other words,
Wait, you can post a video to Quora?
your problem.
Here too, we
What is
discover
this?
videos.
Oh God, just another social media we've got to post our clips on.
This is rap.
This is rap.
Don't listen to me if you desire, for I come with truth. Get in the tub.
Anyway, that chimp's gonna kill this man.
he's
Chimp
still
is
better
gonna
than-
fuck this guy up.
If he was better at rapping, I think he'd do better. But no, this is sadly the situation.
Cool. Well, all right. That's
Sorry,
that guy.
Bicky M.
Yeah, Bicky M.
You're toast.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out for you.
I wonder if I can. The thing
Did
with,
the chimp write an answer to that question, by the way, that was like, no, don't take steroids. That won't
just,
work. Make sure to lie
chill out.
down and not do anything in
Don't
the
get
fight.
a lot of sleep the night before, is what I heard.
I fucking knew you would cheat, by the way. I knew when we set up this fight you would cheat.
he says recently has been writing comedy skits.
Oh,
What, Bicky M?
Yeah.
they're not on the channel though,
Congrats to
just his
him.
raps right now.
Sucks. I want to see Bicky's comedy sketches. I mean, it's a funny question, so maybe he's got the goods.
That's right.
He could be what it takes. I am kind of scared of him after the song.
He did recently ask, how strong and complex is the human body?
That was another question he asked?
Another one was, how do you bury a chimp?
What have I wrought?
Will God forgive me?
What
killing
have
this
I
chimp.
wrought? just that alone.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
We got a long list of these animal madness questions.
Okay.
This is an animal-themed
yeah.
episode.
Hit it. Oh God, you gotta.
If you could just send me some notice in advance.
Send it to you? Like
Yeah,
how?
just an email, just
Okay, yeah,
anything
yeah.
like, I'm going to need the tigers soon.
Okay, cool.
This question is, I think my pet fox has autism because all he does is scream and is very unaffectionate with us. What should I do?
So you
Love
do
him.
not want a fox that does that.
Yeah.
That is an
Okay, so
alarming sign.
You think we should get rid of the fox?
Why was their first go-to autism?
Let's see, what is it? Scream. Well, the second part I kind of get. Scream all the time.
Maybe
Sure.
it's
Isn't
a
necessary.
fox.
My fox keeps biting small
He
animals.
must be autistic.
The first rule online is do not self-diagnose, so we
Sure.
don't know what is wrong
don't
with
know
the
what
fox.
you're-
You're
Yeah,
yet.
sure.
commenting, your fox has bipolar disorder.
Now, if the vet says the fox is neurodivergent and looking to focus on communities and self-interest, then maybe that is the issue, and you just need to give it like Minecraft.
Shouldn't you not own a fox?
Stem with.
Yeah. Is a fox something you can have as a pet?
Why not?
I think you can have anything.
Are there pets that are illegal to have? There must be some.
Yeah,
like,
What are you,
dangerous species.
God? You think you're God?
could
You
have,
told me not to
like
have
if I
that?
had a wolf, would the city be like, you can't do that, even if the
If
wolf
they
was-
found out.
But like, what if the
Yeah.
wolf was a good wolf?
So they got a list of like no-nos, and I do think wolf makes a list. I feel like if you have a dog,
If
can
you got a
have
grizzly
fox.
bear, but he's like, a
You
good
know what
boy.
you really can't own are germs.
What are you talking about?
Oh, right,
like
because no one can own them.
diseases.
Oh, sure.
Like
can
if
own
they
them.
catch you with streptococcus, like in a petri dish.
Oh, yeah,
You're gonna
that's
get
true. You
really
can't
in
own
trouble.
those.
Especially if you say it's a pet, because they're just like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
I thought
It's
you were.
true. If you have a petri dish of strep, then you're going away.
Those-
But if you have it
yeah.
in your tonsils, well,
If you have it in your tonsils, you're fine
Sure.
because
So-
But if you have,
if you're
if you had I mean, maybe not strep, but like a disease,
So it's a classic like cop situation
a
where
pet
you hear
disease.
you hear them knocking on the door, you just swallow all of it real fast.
yeah, you just
You
get
have it in a
sick.
petri dish.
Put the strep inside.
Just eat this Ebola.
Yeah, and then get on the plane.
Yeah.
They will assume you are a biological agent of some kind.
Yes.
A disease maestro.
One of the 12 monkeys.
Who has? Is it like people like in a lab like creating stuff? Is it scientists with these germs? What are you talking about? Who's got germs in a petri dish?
Yeah, scientists
Scientists have them.
Oh, like in their house?
or terrorists.
Oh, terrorists. Yeah, I forgot about
There's
that.
a lot of literature about COVID you could read. I could send you.
Yeah, Jeremy has some good stuff for you.
I have all these websites I've found.
We've learned a lot on Quora. recently.
Yeah.
I became radicalized by doing this podcast.
Do you feel like
dumbest
you're
person
learning
on the
things, or do you
internet.
feel like you are being drifted into madness?
I think I'm definitely
Definitely
becoming
the
worse at
second one.
talking.
Yeah, I
Generally.
know less things than last year at this time.
Do you feel like you'll be in conversation with people and you'll be like, "Oh, I heard an interesting fact recently," and then be like, "Wait a minute, no, that's just a thing that
Yeah.
a crazy person said on
Pretty
Quora,
much.
and it's in my brain now."
Any instinct I have to explain about ghosts, I just got to stop myself.
Demons.
Because
A
I
lot of
have not
demon talk.
verified sources at all. Jeremy's always trying to bring a demon on the show.
I
do you
really
mean?
want
What
to
is
summon
that?
a demon.
You want to like do
So I was raised Jewish. Alex was raised Catholic.
Okay.
Right? This is relevant.
hold on.
Nick,
love where this is
listen.
beginning.
And we're in love.
You want to summon a demon on the show. What do you mean by that? What does
I
that mean
want to
you?
like do the. I think it would be funny to do the steps that you have to do to summon a demon. But Alex, I think there's some percent.
Are you
of-
actually scared?
that doesn't want to do it?
I
because-
just don't think it's a good idea. I think it's like what's the payoff here? We get the
that's
demon
the
on
problem. The
Quora?
payoff at the end is like we go. All right.
Okay, and what's the downside? We're haunted and killed by a demon?
You think the risk is too great?
It's far too great. I've seen many films about this
risk
exact
versus
situation.
reward. I mean, I guess the
reward
reward
is
would be
low.
pretty. Well, I think it'd go pretty
I'd watch
viral.
it. If you wanted to hire like a shaman to
Sure.
demon, I'd be here for that.
So it's like the same reward
wanna-
as like getting Ninja on.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Fortnite
We-
creator.
Maybe
We
not
get
as
Baphomet.
big, but yeah.
Ninja would be a little bit more of a pop for us.
Yeah, and there's a lot of posts carefully explaining how to do it. Although usually
But
they're like
the way you
don't
get
do it,
ninja
but
on is the same way you would get a
Right,
demon because
pentagram.
it is a summoning and a ceremony.
you do have
To
to
get a ninja?
Yeah,
I think
Ninja.
specifically Ninja, the
ninja,
the Fortnite guy.
the ninja.
If you're his braless
a
wife
ninja.
or whatever. Yeah.
He also started a podcast recently,
Did
so
he?
we're coworkers now.
Oh yeah.
Is that what it is? Your coworker that has a podcast?
He has turquoise hair.
We are all peers in this great honorable work
It's
that
us,
we do.
Conan, Ninja, Andrew Tate.
We're all just great guys.
That guy with the 15 women
Yes.
around the table.
Yeah, whatever that podcast.
I don't know what it's called. We were talking about it earlier. I don't understand it. I don't know if there's many of them or just the one.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that podcast.
Some of them are fake. Some of them are fake
do you-
clips.
Some of them are just clips.
We're saying
Clips
that
from
there-
a fake podcast.
There's no podcast. It's just for TikTok.
Those whatever clips of the guy and the bunch of girls.
Yeah,
Is this your
sometimes.
theory or what you know?
Well, not that specific.
fucking
Whatever you're
know it.
talking about.
Now we're just explaining to Brian a conversation we had right before he got here.
Okay.
What did the people think about the fox?
Foxes are wild creatures.
I mean, I think take the autism aside.
Sure.
If this fox is too difficult for you to handle, then yeah, you can find it a home, and you should not be with the screaming fox.
I think that's going to be harder than you think.
What, find it a home?
Hey, would you take this fox?
Yeah, don't give it to your neighbor like in an apartment building. Like
Yeah.
go find a zoo or something
Sure.
that would take it.
Yeah, give it to Animal Crossing or something.
Yeah, give it to Animal Crossing.
Put it somewhere a
video
fox
game.
goes. Give it to Dora,
Sure.
That explorer.
Feed it to Venom.
the explorer
There you
girl. To clarify,
Yeah, which
not
Dora
my
are you talking
friend Dora.
Yeah. I don't think you can have a fox. I don't know if you can in New York.
I
Probably
would
not
love
New
to
York.
look it up, but we would have to leave Quora. And
That's
so,
right.
No, we're not.
If
doing
anything, we'll remember for the end of the podcast. Our question this week is: can you have a fox in New
That
York
was
City?
like Eric Adams' big thing when he ran for mayor.
Yeah.
It was more weird animals.
We're gonna
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
all the foxes.
Anyway, this guy says foxes are wild creatures that do not have thousands of years of domestication in their genes. They don't really make great pets. You should probably get a hold of a humane society near you. See if you can get the fox to a place where people who know about wild animals can introduce it back to its environment. And that's from Brian, I think.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hit this button, but I'm sad.
All right. Someone else said, stop posting stupid shit on Quora.
Hey, shut up!
That's the lifeblood of the show.
It's also most of the website.
Yeah, like
don't act
Quora.
like this is the one problem.
All right. Here's another question. Can it be assumed that all cats are descended from the first cat?
Yes.
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 I think so.
Where else are they gonna-
Hold on. Are we?
What?
Are we jumping too
it's
quickly
definitely
here?
not the second cat.
Well, how? I mean,
Because the
it's-
second cat is presumably descended from the first.
He's from the first.
This is a
but
chicken
then,
and
wait,
egg
who's
situation.
the first cat mating with?
Well,
a mole.
A
God
very
took its
brave
rib out of it.
mole.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it has to be true. I don't know. It gets so complex back there in those times.
The first cat, he probably went crazy.
I mean, it's definitely
Hold on,
they're
hold on,
related
hold
to the
on,
first
hold on.
cat.
I want to hear how he went crazy.
He's probably, digging up all kinds of stuff. And,
Oh yeah.
you
make
really cat
we all know,
behavior.
right?
That's what's crazy about it.
They make your own rules when you're number one, baby.
It's like an ancient lion or something.
But if it wasn't descended from the first cat, what that implies is that there was a first cat who died without breeding with
that's
anything, and then another cat popped up out of nowhere.
Okay, I see what
Okay,
you're
so
saying.
there's a premise that there was a first cat, though. Do we believe in that? And the
So-
answer is has to be, right?
Well, yeah.
But what does that mean?
This is just a chicken and egg question.
Yeah, it really is.
But I
Yeah.
do like the idea that it's not the chicken or the egg. There was an original chicken who just no one fucked, and it died.
Yeah.
And then there's a second one.
And God was
we
like,
don't
"Yeah, I
give a-
remember how to make that. I'll just make it again. Get this going again."
Right.
I
a
know
little
God's
sexier
involved.
this time.
God's involved somewhere here.
He's definitely part of it. But yeah, I think this is like an evolution thing of like there's like a half quarter cat for millions of years.
99%
and
cat.
it never stops fucking and it's always fucking.
But then there had to be a first like full cat.
Yeah.
Right.
And did it fuck another full cat?
It probably went like 90% cat for a little bit and it was like, honestly, it's a step down for me. But like together,
yeah,
we're going to make all of cats.
There was a very first time that 2 full cats fucked. That's crazy.
That should have been
And then
beautiful.
Which one was the
It
first
was
real cat?
on
then?
screen, Mr. Mistopheles and,
Right.
and all of America.
Oh, yeah.
This is, by the way, one of the complaints people have of our show is it's just cat fucking conversation.
What do people here say? Does anyone have a good answer to this?
Gerald McDonald says, no. Remember, it requires at least 2, but the Bible says that created various species of each kind. That's not correct. So there were probably various species of the cat kind, those that were to be large cats and others to be smaller cats.
Yeah!
Which I think is what we said.
It doesn't matter. Even if that's God, they're still connected to that cat.
What if you made them both at the same time?
It
That's
doesn't
what I'm
matter.
saying.
They then made it.
Are you saying he
So
can't
everything
do it?
that
What?
followed, I guess that second
that
cat,
two-
that second cat is the one cat that is not related to the first cat.
Wait, what?
This is
There's Cat Cain and Cat Abel.
I'm so upset you're not immediately getting this because explaining it is going to take a year up from my life.
If the cat has the symbiote.
Their first was God.
Granted.
I'm not sure I'm into your premise. on that.
Okay.
I said I'm Jewish.
Well, then the Jewish God. He created
Cat?
two separate cats.
Okay, so there's 2.
There. Yes.
He
so
still did
I'm
the land
saying
and the sea, right?
worst case scenario.
Worst case.
We did do light at
There's
some point.
this second cat that is not related to the first cat.
And this is worse than the other
do you
case.
mean?
That's
The second cat. That's so
why
you for
aren't you
coming, by
getting
the
this?
way.
This is I hate talking about this.
It's to save their genetics.
I've never seen Nick this
There's-
frustrated in my life.
It's a big eugenics
Most
cat.
cats are related to the first cat.
Okay.
There's at absolute most one cat that's not related to him.
Wait, what?
And this
From
is the
another-
cat he had to
Genghis
fuck.
cat
The other
that we
cat he
all
fucked.
descend from.
Okay.
Either the cats
Yeah,
popped
that's-
out. Either God created 2 of everything.
I see what you're saying now. Yeah,
A
there's
male
still
cat
so there's
and a
like
female
there's
cat
all
or
cats
whatever.
except one came from the original cat. Is what you're saying.
If assuming a belief in God, which is a big old.
And this is the worst case scenario.
That's a
It's my
nightmare
worst case
scenario.
scenario, but for my life, which we're currently in, which is me explaining this.
I pray it never happens.
Which one?
2 cat scenario.
That's just the whole thing.
It happens.
It happened or it didn't.
I pray it wasn't like that.
I hope we don't circle back around to that.
All right,
God
we're getting a lot of
created the universe.
pictures here on the Quora.
This is too long a question.
Yeah,
or
don't
answer.
read that one. But that's okay. We got a bunch more of these.
I mean, it's funny. I'm like, skip that. It starts with scientists know for certain that all domestic. Never mind.
Shut up!
Go away.
Where's God? I don't get it.
All right, I'll do another question.
Okay.
Okay. This is our segment, the Quoker, which is our incel and manosphere segment.
Okay.
This is still animal related though.
This is my song I made. It's called The Joker's Theme.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
like it?
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit like foresty for the Joker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
what-
saying.
You never know where he's gonna be.
I guess that's true. He
You
might
mean like
end up
the
in
Batman
forest.
Joker?
Yeah.
Or sort of like the Steve Miller Band Joker? Is that
We
the?
meant sure.
It sounds like ancient a little bit.
Well, it's it's a song I made. It's the Joker's theme. It's also shared by the child ninja Naruto, and this whole segment is.
This
for
joke
people
will
who
fly
are
over your head
friends
if you've
with
never heard of Naruto. where-
I've heard of it.
Okay, that is the Naruto.
Oh,
theme.
Nick, you gotta check it out.
I don't know the theme.
Hold on. You want to play it?
Yeah, could I hear it?
Wait, this is the
Oh,
Joker
this
theme.
is the Joker's theme.
Oh, Nick,
Yeah, but they share it.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I've never heard of 2 things sharing a theme before.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Wow. On a fox even?
I think you can. I am interested to learn if you can.
This question is it possible to kill all the rats in New York City?
No.
Okay.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, what? Yes, it's possible.
You couldn't even kill the rats in your house.
You can nuke New York City.
So who is the you, I guess, is the question. Like, I can't.
It's
I
possible for
certainly can.
all life on Earth
Okay,
to,
wait. Okay,
to go
yes.
away.
Nick is correct.
He's always
I don't think you
saying
can. He's talking about it every day. He texts me.
Yeah.
Wakes up.
There is no you in the question. It just says, is it possible?
Is
to
it possible?
kill?
Yes. The thing is, can you do it? Is it possible while keeping all of us alive and integrity?
That's not the question.
Okay, you're right. It's not. Yes, it's possible. You could nuke the Earth.
If you make life
That's the right attitude for Quora.
unlivable,
I think if we all got serious about it, we could.
Sure.
We could.
Just wait like 30 years.
We
You
could
won't kill
the
all
rats.
of them.
No.
Short of a nuke, you're not going to
I
do
just
it.
want to say again, you can't kill all of them in your house, and you want to very badly.
Yeah, that's true.
There's all these little critters and they're living in this city, and there's
But
no
I
way
think
you're
if
just
I
going to get
had
them all.
a couple guys with me,
Sure.
we could kill them all in my house.
Or a
at least.
nuke.
We don't even know where most of them are in New York. They're hidden in crazy
They're
places.
in. There's like 100 of them in the walls of every building.
Yeah. It's like you think you're getting them all. If you got two left, an original rat and a new rat, they're gonna fuck, and then everyone's gonna be related to that one except for the other one.
Is that what you want?
Is that what I want?
Do you want to play
that
the
what you
cats out
Do
again
I-
with rats?
I'm trying to understand the question. Is that what I want? Is what I want there to be an original and the second rat?
A new original and second rat where they're gonna get babies where everyone's gonna be related to the original rat, but
Post nuke, I
the
think.
second rat won't be related to any other rat.
So we're dead.
Sequential rats are begat of the first rat.
Yeah, no, it's not what I want.
Okay.
Okay.
Me neither.
Cool.
What does Quora think?
As a species, rats are smarter than people.
I'd like to see your
No
citation
way.
for that.
In what way?
I don't think so. I'm so fucking smart.
in any capacity. Like,
There.
what do they actually mean? Like in like one metric? where
I'd
they're
like to
smarter
listen
than
to
us.
one rat podcast.
Like
If it's been
crossword
all
puzzles,
humans.
for sure, we're smoking the rats.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are rats better at all? Like, smarter than us at?
Smarter.
I guess
not
making
getting
a king.
killed, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, if they put all their tails together, they make one big one. If that's like a competition,
They are better at making one big tail
they
than we
make one
are.
big one.
The Rat King.
Yeah, I don't think I could make a human king.
No, it had to like tie our arms together.
Yeah, I think
You
I
just put a
think
crown on a
rats
guy's
would
head. What are you
have an-
talking about? That's a human
I
king.
think 100 rats would have an easier time assembling themselves into an overcoat
Sure.
rather than 100 humans. doing
Oh, yeah.
the same
Okay, yeah.
thing.
Rats are better at assembling 100 of themselves into a
Well,
human-sized
also they wouldn't have
overcoat.
to. Humans would have to create a very large overcoat to make that work. Rats, a
Proportionally.
normal size overcoat would work.
You know what? We're describing the same thing, and the rats are so good at getting information.
Yeah,
That's right. They are good at that.
Yeah. Does it make you smart though?
Yeah, it's good. Something.
All right. I'll give them one. Other than that, I don't believe that guy's nut. They're so much smarter than humans. I can't.
We're
buy
all
that.
generally on the same page, rat-wise. I feel.
Okay, good.
I think we're smarter than them.
I mean, what has a rat done that's in any way smart?
Yeah, it's proof in any capacity.
Like, they can't even do tricks.
They can get
Probably
cocaine
some can
by
do
hitting
tricks.
the button. I know
that's
that.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
They can do
that.
mazes really
Everyone's
well.
doing that though.
I've never done it.
Wait, are we talking about like a flowers for Algernon type of rat?
Sure. That rat's real smart.
Yeah,
It's a
sure.
smart rat.
So-
or a ratatouille rat.
but you can't.
That one can cook.
You can't give
yeah.
the
or
whole
does
group
this
that.
include ratatouilles?
I don't think it includes any fictional characters.
Okay, well,
Ratatouille
that's
would
fine.
still die in
they
the
should
nuke, I
say
think.
they
Yeah,
should have
definitely.
said ratatouille excluded.
Sure.
Also, to be clear, the rat is not named Ratatouille.
Right,
in
his
that
name is
movie.
Rebby.
Yeah.
The dish is named Ratatouille.
Yeah, we know.
Great movie. So what is the point of this
Yeah, I don't know. He says
controversial figure?
there is a rat for every human in New York City. They subsist on the trash that we throw out, even though we have been steadily better at recycling it. And for their size, they are muscle-bound mofos who can
I
squeeze
agree with
inside
that.
a hole that's the size of a quarter and whose jaws can gnaw through concrete. I view these fellow New Yorkers with fear, loathing, and no small amount of admiration.
Fellow New Yorkers.
That's right. We love New York.
That's a good Quora answer, honestly. They're usually way worse than that.
Upvoted it. Gave it a little upvote.
Should we follow him?
Sure.
Yeah, see what else he's got.
He's been banned.
Let's look at
They're
his
all
rat.
banned.
He unfortunately was banned.
Is this common?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, usually it's like we'll be like, let's follow this guy. He's a perv, and then they're banned. But this guy
He's a Buddhist.
too much truth.
Columbia, NYU, CUNY alum, New Yorker, infosec DevOps, martial artist, pursuing the dream of peace through the study of war.
This guy sounds insufferable.
Okay, so this is
guy
like
sounds insufferable.
Yeah.
And he's calling
I
rats
agree.
my fellow New Yorkers.
I love how we
This guy
both agree this
sucks.
guy is insufferable.
Yeah.
This guy is studying Buddhism. We're like, no.
I think he's just in a 3-letter agency now and had to delete his Quora
Went
account.
to a lot of schools too.
Yeah,
3.
to learn how
I
to
mean-
do war.
Yeah, Columbia was the first.
Yeah.
Columbia,
in-
NYU.
indication
Studying
this was-
war at SUNY.
I actually got my grad degree in war at Columbia.
They do teach it there.
I minored in war.
Why? To study peace. Oh, shut up.
Peace major, war minor.
Must say know my enemy.
It had a lot of crossover credits with math, so it was just like easy to do.
Does he have any other questions?
He hasn't answered. He hasn't done anything in 6 years because he's been banned.
Shaking my damn head.
But he has asked 2 questions, and I don't know. One's about Vietnam.
How do you do peace with war?
I'm trying to learn. No, his question is, what is your attitude towards the hackathons that the city sponsors to improve the city in which I participate? Is it amateur hour? Don't hold back. And it has no answers.
It feels like he
Everyone
thinks
held
it's
back.
amateur hour.
Yeah.
If you're asking the question,
What is
you
a
already know.
hackathon?
I think that's like when you have to make an app or something.
You gotta make an app.
To make the city better?
I don't know if it does that.
I think it's like
Well,
a
that's
game
what he says,
jam.
right?
Yeah.
Like a hackathon to make the city better.
I just like don't hold back and then no answers. That's so embarrassing.
People were too scared.
That was probably when he deleted his Quora account. It was right after that one.
Yeah, I don't know why he did it.
R.I.P. loser.
All right, this is our religion segment. Forbidden fruit. Hit that religion sound. That's our religion sound.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Here we tackle the questions you're afraid to ask.
Oh.
We've
Are we-
already talked about a few things.
Yeah.
We talked about the original cat, the new original rat,
Well, you'll love this question.
right?
Atheists, do you believe in any of the following? Elves, trolls, witches, goblins, ghouls, angels, fairies, zombies, jinn, unicorns, ogres, cyclopses, dragons, poltergeists, leprechauns, centaurs, mermaids, werewolves, vampires, banshees, or griffins.
Huge shout out to Cyclops getting in there.
Cyclops really jumped in. No. No. Obviously
You
not.
gotta go with
dare you.
no. It'd be wild if an atheist was like, no such thing as God, but jinn.
I mean, I guess poltergeist is the
Also,
one that's
this
like,
person's also
maybe?
insufferable. Call them genies.
Yeah.
Why is jinn? Get out of here.
when you really are into them,
Is
they're
Jen the like?
It's the same thing as a genie.
I got in big trouble for saying that on an episode of this very show once.
They're
Was what?
different.
They're
I
different.
Said genies, but it was jinn, and people were all like,
What
"How
is the
dare
difference?
You? I don't know.
They're
I'll have to check my YouTube comments.
Okay.
they're like they're like in Aladdin, like they grant wishes
Genie's
and
like an
stuff.
Aladdin. A jinn is like a spirit, I think. Maybe.
I think a genie
Actually,
is a,
I would like
yeah.
to issue a challenge to these
Okay.
people. Come for me.
Okay.
I want you in my comment section.
leave Jeremy
Jeremy.
alone. Leave him out of this.
Leave them alone. Bring it the fuck on. I'll meet you in my comment section and argue about the difference between genies and jinn all day.
Great.
Here are my tour dates. Yeah, I think religious people.
Intellectual
are more like this.
destroys woke elite of genie and
At
jinn.
sketch comedy show.
Yeah, at sketch comedy show.
We whip up a sketch just about how stupid this person is. Those are all from wonderful, different little beliefs. And if you're an atheist, you can't have any beliefs. You've killed God and you eat of your own spiritual food.
No.
Yeah, but a lot of these are just like from fairy tales and stuff.
That's
They're not even
right.
from beliefs. They're
Well,
just
you
like-
can
Mermaids.
believe in a fairy tale.
you can believe
Goblins
in fairy
and
tale, I
ghouls.
guess.
Is anybody just all in across the board? Like, yep, all of them
it.
exist.
All of them. Bring
Actually,
them
what's
all.
funnier to me is if you're half in.
I bet you there's some like fairies, definitely. Centaurs, are you fucking crazy?
Right. Like, that's got to be insane. The mental gymnastics you have to do.
I bet there are people though.
We
right?
came across that goblin rights guy. Like,
Yeah.
I bet he's probably particularly goblin.
Wait, wait, what do you mean?
He claimed to be
go
a goblin scholar, and his name was Dr. Big Man.
And to goblins, he is one, so it
okay.
makes sense.
So he loves goblins. How do you study a
He's a
thing that is
goblin
not real that
scholar.
you can't study?
I couldn't tell you.
So he's really into goblin rights.
You'd
He
have to
claimed that he was. He
treating
might have
them
been
badly?
joking, but if he was joking, it's like his whole thing.
Right.
So,
He
and
really
it wasn't
commits the
funny.
joke.
What a
But there are people
great
like that.
character to go all in on.
Dr. Big Man.
Of like
The Goblin Scholar.
It's like Neil Hamburger and then Dr. Goblin.
Yeah.
I really respect what he does, but I bet he is very anti-banshees, for example, or griffins.
Because he sees them as a joke about his true beliefs.
These less popular mythical creatures.
Which is that goblins exist and are endangered.
Yeah, unicorns is always the funniest one to me because it's like, this is just a horse, man. You can't be happy with 90% of this being a real thing.
Yeah, where they put a horn on it, call it a day? That's a unicorn, right?
Yeah.
What do you need the horn for?
If you believe in goblins, I bet you also believe in orcs.
For sure.
Like goblins, orcs, trolls,
ogres,
dwarves.
Lord of the Rings canon.
Yeah, all in the
Here's
Middle
the one
Earth
I kind of
dwellings.
want to be real is Bigfoot. Every time people like are saying, I'm like, I hope there is like the guy. I hope there is.
Where would he be though? Because like by this point we have like satellites and stuff, and I just think we would have caught a Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, there are some jungles like in the rainforest where it's like we're still discovering tribes of people that we didn't know.
True.
So maybe
one is really big.
Yeah,
but the northwestern water ape, Bigfoot, is most likely in like a Portland.
Yeah,
like,
I think you said that like you were like a Pokedex.
I've done a lot of research into this motherfucker, and he's too big.
He's probably.
And what's his
not
deal?
here.
Does he do anything?
He walks around all blurry.
He's too big. It was too quiet when I did it.
His
But
thing is he's too big.
He's too big.
it's really the whole thing, and that you don't know.
Normal guy, but larger.
Yeah.
Unknown number in the
I have no
Pokédex.
powers.
I saw
He just hangs out, I think.
Like, so he's not really magic per se. It's just like an
Well,
undiscovered
he's been alive
species.
a long time. Some people I
Well,
think
that
think it's
implies
one
that
guy.
there's only one.
Right. Well, if there was two.
And then, which was the original. And then we're really back in the weeds.
The one that's scary to me more, I just saw the new Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1, and I was like watching it, and I was like, oh shit, Godzilla could be real because he comes from the bottom of the ocean.
He's in that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he's in that movie. But like, I was like, oh right, any day now, a creature could have been walking for 10,000 years to get to land and just show up, and we're like, oh my god, it's a
Look how big
tower-tall
it
wizard.
is.
Lizard.
It's never gonna get to eat. It's never going to get to eat. What I liked about that movie is they started with Godzilla pretty big, and then he gets hit with that nuclear bomb, and he gets far larger.
Yeah, he gets way larger.
God bless him for the things he does.
I do tend to like big things.
What do you mean?
They're
Like
bigger
big
is better.
We talked about this. You like the big thing in town.
Yeah, the big thing in town I always like to go see.
What is that? What, like,
Godzilla.
Well, it needs to be pretty big. No, like a big rock or a big
Sure.
ball of yarn or something like
the
that.
bean
What big
in
ball of
Chicago
yarn?
or
Bean's
something?
not big enough for my life.
Not big. It's kind of a size
minute.
queen about the bean.
Big,
about
I'll give
monuments.
you it's a big bean, but
Wait, what? I've nenever seen you really chase after a big
what
thing.
I like is to feel small.
Oh, okay.
Where's this come
Now
from?
it's a sex thing.
Because
I do have a friend who has a fetish that is just like this.
It's not a sex thing; it's a spiritual thing.
What do you?
Because if you stand by the ocean, you
You're-
feel small.
dude,
it's like, oh, your problems are also small.
You're
and
like
that's
the
nice.
fucking peace Buddhist now.
By
I
the
can't
big
even deal with you
bean in
anymore.
Chicago, I'm like, I'm about as big as this fucking bean is.
I could be this
My
bean.
problems are still pretty big compared to the
yeah.
size of this silver bean.
So you're talking about like a mountain range
Sure.
in size.
Or a big enough ball of yarn.
Sure.
There's a big ball of yarn in Minnesota. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but
have
I
you seen
can't
it?
be bothered to go to
So
Minnesota.
you've never even seen this big ball of yarn.
Well, yeah, but
You just like it in concept.
I guess my question is the ball of yarn bigger than the bean?
I think it is.
Jerry Seinfeld.
I want to know how big the ball of
But
yarn
what is
I'm
the deal,
genuinely
though?
very-
Yeah, what is the deal?
What is the deal?
with this
It's much
ball of
smaller
yarn.
usually. But beans are normally quite small, though, and I'll jump
No,
aside.
I'm acknowledging. Don't get me wrong. I'm
No,
acknowledging
you like
it's
to
a
feel
big
small in
bean.
the universe.
Sure.
Do you like stargazing and that stuff?
Chicago also has bigger
I do.
things around it,
I don't.
whereas the yarn probably doesn't. There's probably not as many big buildings.
Yeah.
Near the
Compared
yarn.
to the buildings, the bean is in fact very small.
The Sears Tower is a far larger bean.
Yes.
Yeah. They've always said that.
Yes. Do we have any good answer to this, or is it a bunch of fucking horseshit?
Yeah,
don't
Brian
remember what
seemingly
the
answered this
question
one
is.
because someone said, "You forget about Bigfoot."
Yes.
Okay, wow.
What?
So that was very
Basically,
insightful.
everyone on Quora.
You really tapped into Quora.
I guess so.
And if
I didn't realize.
the Sasquatch is not a Bigfoot, people want to come for me. You're absolutely welcome in my comment section as well.
Comment section.
Is Sasquatch different? Is that a thing?
I thought there was.
I'm gonna say it's the same exact
Okay,
thing,
That's what I thought too. And there's
Okay.
the Yeti, which is like the snow.
which I think is also the same
snow
thing.
guy, snow version.
Snow,
That's just when he's
snow
cold.
Bigfoot.
All right, well, I'm going to move on to another question.
Agreed.
This is our politics segment, the
Oh,
quiz
shit.
course. So get ready for Quora politics.
There are no sacred cows here in the quiz
Just
course,
the one with the delayed sound.
where anything could happen. I don't know where it is. Stop breaking it
Find
up.
that cat.
I think it's God.
That's the one I've been hitting all
You could
goddamn
also
day.
just edit in a cow sound. Use that with that.
I haven't hit that
Wait,
in months.
what did they just say?
Nani?
That's like a.
It's from Metal Gear Solid. It's a.
Oh.
It's
That's from Metal Gear Solid.
That means what?
It means what?
In Japanese.
Oh.
Solid Snake could speak so many languages.
That's pretty cool.
Alex is a big anime guy.
He can say all kinds of things.
I don't know anything about anime, so whatever you tell me, I'm going to believe.
It's crazy.
I don't think you could make something up.
I believe
weirder
that.
than most of those shows.
Yeah, I believe that too.
So this is a politics.
Okay,
segment.
yeah.
I'm
this
an
is-
atheist and I believe that anime is crazy.
You said that
Put it on the
everything started
list.
with God earlier.
Huh?
You said everything started with God, and then we had a cat.
That was
For
his
the-
cold
in that
rational-
argument, I was playing the character.
Sure.
Oh, I thought
Of
that was
someone who
really
believed
it.
it.
I was playing the character Dr. Big Man, who studies goblins.
He's the Goblin Doctor.
Yeah.
Who's the peace guy who studies peace
Belky?
at war?
No,
yeah, Bel-
we didn't
that's
say
the
his
That
name.
guy's name was like Derek or something. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Oh my God, we're getting all confused.
Okay, there's a question. Chimps that wander into the territory of another group are mercilessly ripped to pieces. Does this explain why Democrats are so mean to MAGAs?
Chimps that
What I
wander
love about
into-
everyone on any political side is you flip the side
Sure.
that you're talking about, and the argument always works. Like you just
And this does work.
yeah, it does work if you flip it at both sides. I think that's not even Democrats and MAGA. It's just every group of people in the counter group. Of
What are
people.
we but a bunch of chimps?
A bunch of chips trying to rip
wandering
the arms off.
into the wrong part of town.
Telling
need to
MAGA
do-
people 1 week, Wednesday, don't do
Yeah,
steroids.
don't do steroids, MAGA people.
We're coming for you.
I do need more information on the walking into the wrong territory and getting mercilessly ripped to pieces part.
Like
Yeah.
emotionally, do they mean? I don't think anyone's getting actually ripped.
Well,
to
chimps are
pieces.
bad
Chimps
guys.
might do
is
that.
the thing.
Well,
pretty
yeah, chimps
fucked up.
would, but not
these Democrats,
Certainly,
they're
the
signing them
Democrats
up to
aren't
vote.
ripping the
That's
MAGA's arms off. I don't think they have the core strength for that.
Yeah,
Trying to get
they're
chimpocrats.
proverbially doing
Yeah.
it.
The thing about chimps is all of the bad rap that dolphins get for all of like the mean human
Sure.
activities. That
The-
should all
the
go
bad
to chimps.
rap that
Dolphins have
get.
terrible PR.
Darn-
I
Don't
thought
people
dolphins
love
are like the
dolphins?
smartest ones, like smarter than rats for sure.
They are
and that
smarter
people
than
fuck dolphins. That's the other one.
Well, people
Well,
say dolphins.
they
rape.
take that same statement with a negative spin on it.
Fucking dolphins.
Yeah, because sometimes the dolphin fuck you, but sometimes the chimp fuck you too, and the chimps are more evil in their
Do
hearts.
chimps fuck people sometimes?
They're just they do
fuck a
all the
frog.
bad things.
That's gotta be a hard day.
They do. I feel like I hear about them ripping dicks off a lot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They go right for dicks.
Yes.
ripping dicks
Makes
off.
sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's very
It's like
rippable.
a handle.
Yeah.
Jesus. The
They think it's a door.
First 10 seconds after your dick has been ripped off by a chimp and you realize what happened must be a really bad moment.
I'm
Sure.
apologizing right away. I'm like, this was a misunderstanding. I need that back.
You're like, why didn't the steroids work?
I guess I can punch him now. I feel like I lost the fight already.
Oh my God.
This goes right back into the chimp fighting question.
Yeah.
But,
It's a more interesting question.
it is kind of a way to explain why Democrats hate MAGA
Yeah,
so
they're ripping their dicks off.
just with how weak dicks can be. I think so. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this is a hot
Comment section.
a comment
Yeah.
section full of tension and
It's not really though, because pretty much everyone is just saying like, actually, you're bad. Like this one
Yeah.
says Democrats aren't mean to MAGAs. It's the other way around.
Yeah,
They're trying to
exactly.
rip
See,
it
you can
apart.
flip it.
Did anybody respond to that?
No. Someone said it explains that you're far less intelligent than a typical chimp.
Okay. So shots have been fired every which way in this podcast.
And then someone else said, "Damn, this place is insult central."
Insult Central.
Has he been nowhere else on the internet?
Yeah,
This
what are you
is two
talking
insults.
That's from Jim's Wen,
This is not why I come on Quora.
who has a BS from California Institute of Technology.
Cool.
I feel like that's not the first time he's called something insult central. Can you see, we'll go to his profile and see.
I don't see if he says that anywhere. Most of his other answers are about like engineering, so maybe
I
he's
feel
just
like
not
he
used
said
to
it
it.
in person though, and I feel like
Yeah.
if
It
people
got a
didn't
little
get,
laugh once.
Well, I did feel like if it didn't get a big enough laugh, he repeated it later
Sure.
on,
Oh,
and
he's
then
trying
people
to
were
get
like, "All right, let's like laugh at this, so he'll stop saying."
Oh,
this
am I
is
late
insult
for the
central."
train? I thought this was Insult Central.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Write that down. Write that down.
Just so trying to hammer it in later. Yeah, he's approaching this question from an engineering point of view. and
Yeah,
it's
he's kind of like an
negative in that
engineer
way,
guy.
So, yeah. Well, I think we've got to the bottom of that one. Do we want to do one more and call it? What time are we
Sure.
at?
We've been recording for 1 hour, if you can believe it.
Pretty cool.
Oh my god!
I just sensed that. Okay, so the next segment we're going to do is Quoromance.
Uh-oh.
This This is not from Naruto.
It's beautiful.
This is the Joker's theme.
Okay.
What's happening in the Joker's life right now?
Joker's theme reprise.
He's meeting Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's
his
sweet.
little lady.
Yep. Okay.
Just hope
I
for
love
me yet.
you, Harley Quinn.
It's like
Okay.
in Tarantino's version of the Joker.
Misunderstood.
This question is, I told my husband to call me every hour. Will this stop him from cheating?
No, this will drive him away.
Let me tell you, if
To
you're
cheat.
if you're saying will this stop him from cheating, you have lost the war.
He's already cheating, and now you're being really annoying. This is really going to.
You're wondering how this
Usually
fits in the
every
Animal
hour.
Madness episode, and it's
Yes.
because this man is an animal.
Animal.
He
This guy's
cannot be controlled.
It also implies like, what do you think? He can't like have a minute-long phone call and then go back to cheating on you.
Is that what you think?
This is the main
Happen.
use of
You
AI.
can have
I
and
think.
then he have 59-minute sexual conquest with someone.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like what you'd have to say to keep him from doing it. Like you'd have to do it like in a reward, like kind
Well,
of like
I'll tell you one thing: you get a chimp to rip his dick off.
That's the way.
slow him
Yes,
down
you
a
can
bit.
stop him from cheating for sure.
if I maim my husband using an animal, will I have him forever? The calls aren't going to work though. We're all agreed on that.
The call.
Yeah, the
oh,
calls
no.
ain't gonna work at
The
all.
calls aren't going to work. They're
Good
going to
idea.
they're going to make him cheat.
Oh yeah,
He's still
He
gonna
has to
cheat.
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
The comments are saying no, surprisingly.
Okay, that's what.
And
Is there
Again-
anyone who's saying yes?
I found one comment that does say, how long does it take to have sex? 59 minutes or less. So, Brian, again, on the money with this.
I'm right there, man. I think like the people.
There's no answers that say yes. Someone says you cannot control his actions. You cannot become his warden. He's doing what he wants to do. Someone says probably do the opposite. Oh, well, why would you make someone do this?
Can you
the
become your
opposite.
husband's warden?
Which would be call me never.
Yeah. Well, I guess
I
that
wouldn't
is
like
true.
that either.
That actually is good advice, is just to break up with your husband
Yeah.
who's cheating on you.
Yeah, I mean that's,
The whole situation.
And that
is
will, in
so
a
out
way,
of
stop
control.
him cheating because he
Yes.
will no longer be in a relationship.
That will just be normal.
You're normal when you're not in a relationship. I agree.
I've had normal,
not yourself.
non-cheating sex, but finally he could be back to his
Are all
own
three
self.
of you married? Jesus Christ.
That's right.
You
Feels good,
gotta
doesn't
get
it?
married.
Let's
I don't
combine
know,
our
man.
rings.
Put them together. Put them together. Jeremy, get in there. I'm making them touch.
Yes.
It's-
What a lame superhero we would summon.
Just a
Married
faithful
guy.
superhero.
Captain Husband.
Congratulations to all you guys.
Captain Husband is for sure cheating on his wife.
Captain Husband.
Anybody
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
insisting on how much of a married guy they are by calling themselves Captain Husband is cheating like crazy.
If you make it that far up the military ladder of being the husband,
Yeah.
you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, General Husband. You gotta get married.
It just
dude.
makes
It's
me
think so?
sick.
It's the
bro.
coolest thing in the world.
It's
Is it so much
sick.
fun?
The calls, bro.
Yeah, how often?
The hourly
What's it,
calls.
Hourly? I got to do this shit.
Never stop. What's up? Same stuff as last time. That kind of stuff. It's the little jokes like that.
Oh man, sounds horrible. I'm not partaking.
The
good for
married
rent.
guy side.
Oh wait, it's good for rent, huh?
That's good
Hold on,
for-
I'm
it's
changing
very
my
good for
opinion
rent.
real
Pay
quick. here.
half of rent. That's great.
You can
That is
either
nice.
get married or incorporate.
Yeah.
It has improved my taxes immensely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of payoffs here. I think you should look into it.
What happens to taxes when you get married?
They cut them in half.
That
They
true?
cut them in. They like
You definitely get a break.
You get a huge break. I mean,
Really?
for my thing is, I have lots
fuck
of.
am I paying
This
more
is
being
very
single?
boring.
It's insane. I should be paying less.
Single people
Yeah.
are basically like oppressed in the
Yeah,
United
you're pretty much
States.
like an animal to the government.
Insane.
The government wants you to get married
Yeah, we
and
both
not
we,
own a fox.
we both married our high school girlfriends.
That's
Really?
right. Yeah.
And I did not know him then. This is just a freak accident that we had
That's
started
right.
a podcast. on.
Wow.
You guys are like the good boys.
Yeah, we're like
like the
Captain
good
Husband
boys.
You guys are like Captain Husband, so you're a problem actually.
with our powers combined.
Yeah. That's kind of like us.
All right, well, we're going to have to end this discussion soon before I divulge too many tax details. So that's for the best. Brian and Nick, thank you so much for coming on the Quorators podcast.
That's our theme song. You missed it, Brian.
Oh, sorry.
We did this earlier.
Oh
We
man.
danced.
Yeah, but do a quick get a call back to Venom in.
Venom. It's
Oh, we actually do have a question for you because I asked Nick the same question, but because Nick said Venom is basically a comedy duo.
Yeah.
In your comedy duo, do you feel that you are the Eddie Brock or the Venom?
I don't know these references.
All right, never mind.
I-
That
So
sounds-
you get to be
that's,
Venom.
That's Eddie Brock.
It's an Eddie Brock's always like, "Oh, are you talking about Venom?" He's you gotta see this film.
One is a big black goo that likes to eat people, and the other is a journalist for like a Vice.
He works for like an
parody.
independent.
Who do you think is who?
I'm definitely the big black goo, I think.
Yeah.
Both voiced by Tom Hardy and written by Tom Hardy.
He wrote it?
He has a story credit, I think,
Yeah,
on
he did.
Venom.
Is he good at
Maybe
writing?
Venom 2?
The critics would say no.
Yeah, something
but
that's strong and
online
that good
gay
at acting.
fandoms do like it a lot because they
Online
feel that it
gay
is a
fandoms.
gay rom-com between
Do they?
Tom Hardy.
Between Tom Hardy and Venom. And in a way, Venom is married to Tom Hardy.
That's right. Another husband. Captain Husband himself, Venom.
We're getting distracted here. Where can our listeners find you at home and abroad?
At home, well, it depends on where they live. Nate, you can always find us on the internet. We have a sketch comedy duo called BriTANicK, and we're all over YouTube. And we also have a Patreon, which
With a weekly talk show that is edited heavily.
This will
funny.
not be.
Yes.
and then we perform live, and we're performing live in New York tomorrow, and we're doing London in a month.
Is this airing right now?
In 2 weeks.
If you live in Mumbai, India, we'll be performing in June, perhaps there.
Is that true?
cool.
Yeah, and then we're doing
That's really cool.
all of August. We're going to do Edinburgh again.
Yeah,
Scotland.
yeah.
So come see us.
That probably
way.
applies. Come see us in Edinburgh.
That's how you see these bows without the edits.
Yeah.
That's right.
Come to
Finally.
Mumbai.
Yeah,
Uncut.
Yeah,
Travel
BriTANicK
to
Uncut.
Get the
Scotland
real stuff.
during the Fringe.
All right. Well, that's going to be it.
Oh,
for
no,
us
hold
for
on.
another
One
week.
real quick. At the end, we ask a question. Do you have a question you want to ask Quora?
At the end, we ask a question. We ask a question to Quora. I was
Yes.
like, what are we
No,
going to do
fear
this whole
not, fear
time?
not.
This is how
So
Venom
then we
came
get
up
to
at the
read. This is
beginning.
how we end up talking about Venom because someone will be like, "Oh, make it about Venom," and then the next week we'll be here with fucking whoever.
Yeah.
I don't want to
definitely
mention
ask a
Venom in the question.
No, we're
I do-
definitely doing that.
We're just going back into it again. Do the fox question.
Or Tarzan or something.
Dude, can you own a fox in New York City?
Sure, there you go.
No,
you go.
would Venom own a fox in New York City? If Venom could own a fox, would he do it in New York?
If the guest wants us to put Venom in it, put Venom in it.
All right, fine. I'll
Can you own a fox or a Venom in New York?
I smell a troll. We're gonna get a lot of those.
What is this? Insult Central? What is it?
Then right back.
Central?
Then right back. Don't hold back at the end of it.
yeah, no, what is it? What did he say specifically? He said, no, don't hold back.
I think it was don't hold back.
Don't hold back.
All right, that's that question.
If you want more of this show, we have bonus episodes every Thursday where we go on other websites. That's patreon.com/Quorators. And until next time, that's been Quora.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.